Let's talk about the X-Men. It's all about mutants. People born with powers ranging from incredibly useful to completely useless. You've got Wolverine with his claws and healing factor. He's like the guy at the gym who brags about how much he can bench but actually has real skills to back it up. Then you've got characters like Jubilee, whose big mutant ability is making sparkles. Seriously? The world's falling apart. Magneto's about to rip a bridge in half, and your contribution is fireworks? Speaking of Magneto, let's give it up for the franchise's most confusing villain. 1 minute, he's your worst enemy. The next, he's having tea with Professor X like they're old college buddies debating who had the better GPA. Magneto's basically that one friend who says, "I support you, but also I'm going to destroy your entire way of life." Nothing personal. Oh, and by the way, Magneto is your first secret word. Write it down, comment it later. Now, let's talk about Professor X. Charles Xavier himself. A man so powerful he can control minds, but apparently can't control the budget for his school. You're telling me this guy built a mansion filled with mutant teenagers who can shoot lasers out of their eyes? But his biggest upgrade was a hover chair? Priorities, my guy. Maybe spend some of that mutant funding on better PR, because the human world is not loving your gifted youngsters. Side note, does anyone else think it's suspicious that this school never gets shut down for safety violations? The government's all. Sure, let's let Cyclops blast holes in the wall during algebra class. What could go wrong? And let's not forget Wolverine, Logan, the king of gritty brooding. He's got adamantium claws, a bad attitude, and serious main character energy. This guy's everywhere. Need someone to start a bar fight? Logan's your guy. Need a team player? Not Logan. And the whole Jean Grey love triangle. Don't even get me started. Wolverine's chasing after her like she's the last beer in the fridge. But Cyclops is over here being the responsible boyfriend and getting zero credit for it. Jean Grey, girl. Make a choice. You've got laser eyes or metal claws. What's it gonna be? Now, X-Men has some incredible storylines, but let's face it, there's a lot of weirdness going on. Mystique is walking around completely naked but painted blue, and no one bats an eye. Nightcrawler can teleport, but apparently only if he knows what's on the other side. So basically, he's a mutant with Wi-Fi lag. And then there's Beast, a brilliant scientist who just happens to look like a furry mascot at a football game. The man's giving TED Talks while shedding fur all over the place. Respect. Second secret word alert. It's Wolverine. Drop it in the comments before someone else beats you to it. Now, let's get into Xavier and Magneto's rivalry. It's like the weirdest buddy cop movie ever made. Magneto's like, humans suck, let's destroy them all. And Xavier's like, humans suck, but let's hug it out instead. They're constantly on opposite sides, but deep down, you can tell they love each other. If Magneto wasn't trying to crush humanity with a flying stadium, they'd probably be out playing chess on the weekends. Oh, and let's not forget the timelines. X-Men movies have more confusing timelines than your grandma soap opera. First, we're in the present, then we're in the past, then Wolverine's in the future fighting robots, and nobody knows what's happening anymore. It's like the writers threw a dartboard at a calendar and said, let's make this the plot. But let's be honest, X-Men also hits you with those deep moments. It's a story about acceptance, identity, and finding your place in a world that fears you. And that's where X-Men truly shines. Whether you're a telepath, a guy with claws, or just someone who feels out of place, the message is clear. Own your weirdness.